Assalamu alaikum. Dzień dobry. Ciao. Ni hao. Konnichiwa. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is Ken at 10. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. If you haven't been here before, the reason it's Ken at 10 is because I'm Ken and it's 10. We are James Alexander Estate Agents. We're based in Southwest London, Southwest 16 to be precise. We sell and let properties around the local area. And if you're wondering where we are, we're in Norbury, which is a fantastic area you should check out between Streatham and Croydon. Zone 3, great value, great people. If you need to invest, fantastic place for that. If you're thinking of a family home in commuter distance, then we're great for that too. Snappy headline today, I hope you noticed on the Ken at 10. Buy estate agency and solicitors services on a cheap headline, and you will miss the stamp duty deadline, but very, very true. Notice this, I'm part of an affinity group of top quality agents across the country, and one of our agents, Ian Story, must mention him, great guy, was saying in his post, buy cheap and buy twice as far as solicitors are concerned. And certainly at the moment, that's what we're finding across the board, is that many people that have gone for cheap agents, cheap solicitors are really paying the price now, because quite often we're trying to confirm chains and finding that we can't, and therefore can't tie up a sale to that particular buyer thanks to their choice of agent. Similarly with solicitors, we're in situations where we've pulled out of sales because the solicitors are known to us to be troublesome, or they're just not doing their job halfway through, and so our clients have pulled out, and that was a very expensive, cheap solicitor for their client, wasn't it? And the same with the estate agencies. So buy cheap, buy twice, guys. Remember that. Make sure you remember that it shouldn't be all based on fee. It should be on what you're getting for that fee. How much personal attention are you going to get from that particular service? And trust me, in this market, you need every bit of help you can get, which is why we're really lucky to have a fantastic, really tight knit circle of people around us in terms of the professionals we work with, and we can help you nudge it through. So good luck to you if you're in the middle of that. We know how stressful it is. A couple of news headlines today. Brexit and house prices. That's a big one, isn't it? And today they're talking about that. The CBR says Capital Economics believes that in a worst case scenario, no deal, GDP could be down by 2.5% in 2021, which would lead to a bigger increase in mortgage arrears and repossessions than expected. Well, that may be true, but also when it comes to repossessions, building societies and banks are loath to do it. Right now, they can't do it anyway because of the pandemic. But even when they can, in my experience, they look to release those repossessions over a long period of time. They don't want to flood the market with repossessions, because actually it's self-defeating, isn't it? You release too much property into the marketplace cheaply, then what happens is that you push your own prices down and can't get the value back that you're trying to get. And I also think, as I've said before, that the flip side of that coin is us Brits are very, very good at paying down our debts. And if you look at debts in the UK right now, you'll find that people are locking things down. They're paying off their debts. They're trying to get ready for what they know will be a rocky time ahead. I'm not saying it's easy out there, it's tough. But there are still people out there earning. There are still people out there that will be commuting. And I think overall, the market will actually stand the test of time. Remains to be seen. I think it will certainly be stronger if the stamp duty deadline is extended, which I expect and hope. Never say never. Never really know, do you, what's going on in their mind. Same as with Brexit, really. I still think, part of me thinks, would Boris have gone out there for this crunch meeting if he didn't think he could come out being the hero? Being that kind of character, I imagine that we're probably going to get a deal come Sunday. That's my guess, but who knows? We'll see. Pandemic brings a hunt for forever homes. This is an interesting one. What they're saying is that the search for the forever home, as opposed to the halfway home, i.e. halfway house, that sounds odd, doesn't it? What I mean by that is most of us go out there, or the tradition is that we go out and our first time buyers a flat, and then we use the equity that we build up in that flat over the years to move on to a bigger house and then a bigger house, until our family move out, and then we often move out to the coast. And what they're saying is that the forever trend has been accelerated by experience of the pandemic. And I think that there's some truth in this. Certainly the figures bear it out. The impact of the new preference could be seen by property values. Price of flats and masonettes rose by 2% in the year to September, while detached, semi-detached and terraced houses let by 6.7%, 5.2% and 4.9% respectively. Well, that's our experience as well, is that houses are really popular right now and flats not so much so. Great opportunity for first-time buyers and buy-to-let investors out there, I have to say. But really interesting trend in that people are trying to get to that forever home early. And perhaps that's one more reason why the flats and small properties are struggling a little bit more than the middle market, where There really is terrific demand right now. Even now, right the way through to Christmas, we expect we'll be busy on that front. Apart from that, today's a Friday. As many of you will know, it's my favourite day of the week. Yes, love a Friday. Not because we're going home early or getting paid or anything like that, but today is the day when we work really hard on making sure that every buyer that's out there looking is looking through us, calling everybody, finding out where they're at in their hunt, making sure everyone that's viewed is checked, and if there's anything else we can offer them. If they viewed through us, making sure we get the feedback, understanding what's wrong with the properties they're looking at, so we can help guide them in the right direction. And sometimes, the right advice is to say to them, look, this is not the right area for you. If you're looking for X, Y, and Z in that price range, you're better off going to another area and hopefully guiding them to their forever home in another area. Sometimes that's what's necessary and what's required. It's not all about selling, although obviously selling the viewing is when it comes to it, selling the house, because I'm a great believer. You can sell someone the idea of viewing a house, and that is the sales job, and that's what we do enthusiastically and very well, and close people in a way. We use which means that phrase quite often. In other words, if somebody's got a dog and the property's got a 100-foot garden and they're moving because they want a garden, to say to somebody, look, this property's got that 100-foot garden, which means that Rex can run around in that garden. People love that, relating their own unique circumstances to the property that is being bought can be a real great way of encouraging people to view, and we use that a lot. But also, equally, the best advice can be actually for what you're looking for in the price range you're looking. The bad news is it's not affordable here, but here's some alternatives we think that you might like. Or alternatively, lower your sights. Quite often our job is about managing expectations of buyers and sellers, and sometimes to say to people, well, maybe we can't get you that terraced house with the off-street parking, but actually we can get you one that doesn't have off-street parking, but street parking is easy for a little bit less. So there are all sorts of ways around it, and we always do our best to do that. But love a Friday. It gives us a chance to do what we do best, chat to people and try and find out what motivates them to move and why they're moving and how we can help them make that move in the best way possible. As far as vendors are concerned, understanding what it is, the reason that they're moving is also equally important, so that we can help them in their hunt. And many of you will know that part of what we do is often to guide our vendors onto their new purchase and then help them through that side of it, which can be the most stressful thing, because quite often vendors try and fall out of love a little bit with a house they're in, understandably so, and then emotionally fall in love with something new. And of course, when you fall in love with something, the tendency is to pay the top dollar for it. So often our vendors ask us to step in and do those negotiations for them, and we're very good at that. We do that independently for people, but we charge a fee for it. And for our vendors, it's free of charge service, and we love to help them. And a lot of the time we get great feedback from our vendors on that side of the service that we offer. Just going the extra mile. One of the things we can do as independents is show people that we can help in other ways and go the extra mile. And we find that sellers particularly appreciate that side of it, and we love to do it for you. So hope you're having a good day and your family are all safe and well. The pandemic should be at a close soon, hopefully. We've got these vaccines coming, and hopefully the whole thing will be behind us by next spring. In the meantime, don't forget the virus doesn't know we've got a vaccine. Stay safe, take care of yourselves and your families, and have a fabulous weekend. Thanks for watching.